Hi, beautiful one. How are you doing today? And today we are going to tackle a topic that maybe it is being spoken of regularly these days, and it's quite a serious one, and that is one of domestic abuse. Come on, let's go and see how we can help ourselves and others if we find ourselves in this situation. Did you know that 1 in 3 women are killed at the hands of a perpetrator or their nearest and dearest, a partner, that someone is meant to be their world, you could say that, or someone that they're meant to trust, that some women and men are living in fear at the hands of someone that they love. Now, sadly, when we think of those statistics, 1 in 3 women killed, not even abused. That's an even larger scale. And in some cases, a lot of us, or they don't even actually realise that they're in that situation. And the funny thing is that I myself found myself in this situation many years ago, was in a relationship with someone and didn't even realise that I was being abused until it was brought to my attention. Now, how can we know that we're possibly in an abusive relationship? Well, one of the things is physical. Now, this is an outward show. So we know physically someone can hit someone else, which is not right at all. And especially if you're in a relationship with someone and they're using their hands, that's a no-no. But this is a sign that shows, and even if they do it once, that they may turn around and say, "Oh, I'm never going to do this again." Please believe me, it will happen again. Another way that they get, or a person will abuse, is through manipulation. They'll try and get you to do things, or coercion, try and get you to do things that are out of your zone, out of the things that you do. And even in some cases, some women and men have been coerced to go beyond, even to the point of committing crime. All right, so this is another thing, the coercion and getting a person to do something that they don't actually want to do. The next point is the mental aspect of it all. And gaslighting is a terminology that's used. And they will make you believe that you've done things that you haven't done, And sadly, this happens on a daily basis. There are many other ways. So it's mental, emotional, physical, and even financial abuse. If your partner says, "No, darling, I've got you. I'll look after you. You don't have to worry about the finances," and yet you've got to go and beg them for money. This is another form of, one, manipulation, but also a form of abuse. Now, I know some people may say, "Well, why are you staying in such a situation? Why do you stay? Why don't you just leave?" And we know that in some cases, it's not so easy just to get up and go and leave. One thing, if you tell your partner that you're gonna leave and they are highly abusive, this is a very dangerous moment or a very dangerous point. So one thing is, you will never tell them that you're going to leave, okay? And sadly, I've done a women's group with some of my ladies, and they told me of an incident of where one lady, her cousin was being abused, and no one in the family knew about it. So speak up. It's so important to speak up, because if you don't speak up, sadly, again, some women have lost their lives at the hand of a perpetrator. This is my book here. I know that you've probably seen it around Through Her Eyes. I always remember that when I was abused in the past, that he would always tell me he was going to kill me. And I'll tell you something, if they tell you that, believe them. Believe them that this is going to be the case. And if that is the case, think very hard and fast about getting out of that situation. So I have a list here. I'm just going to read it directly from the book, really. And I'm going to ask you some questions. And if you can answer yes to any of these questions, then you've got to really think about getting out. That's it in a nutshell. There's no softening the blow or anything in that situation. You've got to think about just how on earth can you get out of that situation. And you know that friends and family will help. So this is signs of an abusive relationship, okay? That they make threats. Like I said, if they threaten to kill you, think about that one. That they're controlling your movement so you can't do anything. You've got, all your friends have gone, all your family is gone, they made you leave your job. These kind of things. Making threats or controlling your movements is another point. As well as violence is another way that, or a sign of an abusive relationship. Aggression. If they're aggressive, if they're always angry and you're walking on eggshells, this is another sign. And if you have children in that situation, they're growing up around it, it's only going to impact badly upon them. Putting you down, you're no good. Oh, you burnt the dinner yesterday, or oh, look at you, you look a mess. These are some of the things. And it gets worse. It does get worse. As well as coercing you into doing things that you do not want to do. So if any of these things are happening to you, you have to question, what can I do to get myself out of this situation? There's also loss of self-esteem is another thing. Becoming depressed if you start drinking too much. Feeling anxious around your partner. As well as them isolating you from your friends and family. If any of these things are happening and you make the steps to leave, because you know some people can get extremely violent, what are you going to do about the situation? Well, I'm just going to read directly from the book and what I write in the book, okay? It says, if you feel unsafe and feel the need to leave an abusive relationship, you can take steps to freeing and being yourself and feeling safe within your environment. One, like I said earlier, speak to friends and family and identify a safe place for you to go. Even a raised voice is a red flag. 2, have a spare mobile. So sometimes they take things away from you. They may take your keys, they may take your personal belongings, they may take your mobile phone. Make sure that you have a spare somewhere. Memorise your family and friends' telephone numbers. Make a list of all the things that you may need to take if you have to leave quickly. Have an extra set of keys. Keep all of your documentation on an external hard drive, so things that you can take and go. Approach a local family court. That's what I had to do. I had to go and see a solicitor to get myself out. And it's all here in the book. Use the library to do some research if possible. Do not tell your partner that you're going to leave, because that is a very dangerous time. And once you've made the decision to leave, it may seem hard to, and it will be hard. It's difficult. But once you've made that decision to leave, do not return to that toxic relationship, because it will only elevate the situation. And I know this is a much longer video than I would normally do, but beautiful one. If you are going through or experiencing anything in this situation, please speak to a member of your family or a friend, someone that you can trust. I'll say this at the end of this, summing up this chapter of my book. I say, think on this: nobody owns you. There is always a way out. No one has a right to put their hands on you. No person that loves you will hurt you. You are worthy. It's a beautiful one. If you like this video, like I say, click that subscription button and ding dong, hit that notification bell. And remember, you can always contact me. I'm here for you 100%. If you need someone to talk to, just pick up the phone and give me a call. The details will follow after. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Look after yourself, and I'll see y'all on the other side. Take care.